FS researchers bring the promise of tomorrow's hybrids to today's farms. They do it with science and a personal dedication to doing it right. FS Seed Research, combining technology with old-fashioned hard work.
If frozen pizza leaves you cold and takeout leaves you broke, you'll love Chef Boyardee.
The oven-fresh pizza you make yourself. It's fun, it's easy, and you get a great-tasting pizza at a great price. Thank goodness for Chef Boyardee.
Thank you for watching KCCI TV8 in Des Moines. And now from TV8, Iowa's news leader, Molly Cooney, John McLaughlin, and Mary Brubaker. This is TV8 News, live at noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. The nation will get its first look at how the 1992 presidential race could take shape as Iowa holds its Democratic and Republican caucuses tonight.
But this time, the media and the candidate frenzy is missing, as most focus attention on New Hampshire's primary later this month. Iowa's own presidential candidate, Senator Tom Harkin, says despite no organized opposition here, he is still campaigning hard right up to the last minute. TV8's Michelle Parker is at the Harkin headquarters. She's got this update. Michelle?
Well, Molly, campaign workers here at the Tom Harkin for President campaign headquarters in Des Moines are very busy stuffing envelopes, making calls, and taking calls about the caucuses. Harkin's campaign workers are working to get people out to the caucuses. While activity is going on here, there is a lot of phoning from private homes from Harkin supporters asking people to attend their precinct caucuses and of course support Harkin. Harkin is in Iowa campaigning. He was barnstorming across the state all weekend, criticizing the other Democratic candidates for ignoring Iowa. Today he had a scheduled stop in Iowa City this morning. He's also supposed to be in Dubuque, Cedar Falls, and later Ames early this evening. With me right now is Lorraine Voles of the Harkin campaign. There have been some predictions that there's going to be a light turnout for these caucuses. How do you think that will affect Tom Harkin's results?
Well, of course, we'd like to see the biggest turnout possible, but whatever the turnout is, I think that the people of Iowa, the people that know Tom best, will be sending him off to New Hampshire with a big victory here.
What kind of victory do you have to get? There have been some predictions that you need to get 60% in order to be a good victory.
I've never really been one for numbers. I think that we're hoping that Tom will do really well here and that people will send him off strong and with a lot of support. I think the numbers are kind of artificial at this point, but I think he'll do whatever he needs to do to go to New Hampshire strong.
Do you think a lot of people will skip the caucuses because they think Tom Harkin hasn't won?
I certainly hope not. I think that you run a risk of that people will think, well, Tom's a shoo-in because none of the other candidates have really been campaigning in Iowa. But that's why we're busy today with phone calls and other get-out-the-vote activities so people will know how important it is for them to go to caucus for Tom.
Okay, thank you very much, Lorraine Voles from the Tom Harkin campaign. And we'll have more on Harkin's campaign tonight at 6. Molly?
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Michelle. And in a reminder, the caucuses will begin at 7 o'clock tonight with the Democratic caucuses. The Republicans start a half hour later. You can call your local county party office if you are unsure where your caucus will be held. And a reminder, too, we will have complete coverage tonight during the Olympics and also on the TV8 News live at 10.
The weekend polls in New Hampshire show Tom Harkin trailing the rest of the Democratic contenders. 3 polls have him in 4th or 5th place with support from about 8% of the voters. Polls show a tie between Paul Tsongas of Massachusetts and Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton. Well, icy roads contributed to a fatal traffic accident this morning in Waukee. The accident happened just after 7 this morning on Highway 6, just inside the Waukee city limits. 61-year-old James Schwab of Waukee died when he reportedly lost control of his vehicle and slid into the path of a pickup truck. Schwab's vehicle was hit broadside. He was taken by helicopter to a Des Moines hospital where he died. Waukee police say the accident was weather-related. No charges are expected in the case. And slick roads overnight claimed the life of a Nebraska man near Des Moines. Officials say 55-year-old James Hitt was traveling east on Interstate 80 near the East Mixmaster when he apparently lost control of his van. It rolled down an embankment, and Hitt, who was not wearing a seatbelt, was partially pinned under the vehicle.
The investigation into the brutal death of an Ames woman continues today. Preliminary autopsy results show that 40-year-old Tony Jean Bryant died from multiple blows to the head. Her body was found yesterday near railroad tracks close to Ames downtown business district. She was a lab technician at the Iowa State Veterinary Medical Research Institute. Officials say they are treating this as a homicide but have no suspects at this time. Trials in 2 highly publicized criminal cases are underway in Iowa today. Jury selection starts today in Clinton for the vehicular manslaughter trial of 18-year-old Jason Van Skajak. He was charged after he lost control of his van at a campground near Clinton last summer, and his van hit a tent, killing an Illinois family of 4 inside. Also, jury selection is underway in Creston for the murder trial of Harris Evans. He is one of 4 charged in the fatal shootings of 2 women at an Adele farmhouse last July.
Marion County has appointed its 3rd county attorney within 6 months. He's 43-year-old Terry Raches of Knoxville. The 2 previous prosecutors resigned, one after he was charged with impersonating an officer, the other after he was convicted of second offense drunk driving.